Let's go down Jerome's. So when the Minnesota Vikings brought in Brian Flores to run their defense last offseason, you were thinking, okay, giddy up, here we go. Moving on from the Donashell era, Flores was going to bring some stank and some spice and heat, and the Vikings certainly did that. And they remarkably improved in several statistical categories, several analytics. They got after it with an increased blitz rate, as well as a lot of innovative things, running 3 safety looks. And all season long, the Flores defense was a matchup problem. Now, towards the end of the year, could you say the teams caught up to the defense, or could you say that injuries played a part of it? I mean, maybe all of the above, but either way, Brian Flores turned around this Vikings defense. It was a complete 180, and largely with the same personnel. So you think that with a potentially record number of head coaching openings, that some teams would want and be interested in a true leader of men in Brian Flores, who turned around this Vikings defense, as well as has had head coaching experience before in the league. But nada. Zero, goose egg, D'Angelo Russell. And you see all the reports. It's like, oh, Team XYZ has requested to interview a coordinator or coach ABC. Haven't seen Flores' name come up once. Now, I do think a part of it is, Flores, I think, has earned the right to be picky, and his experience with the Dolphins last time around, it's not good. And certainly, I think that his lawsuit has something to do with some teams. Maybe like, okay, we have other options. Maybe we won't go down the Brian Flores route. So, could you say that Flores is being frozen out? He is being blacklisted. I think it's true. And yes, like we said, his experience with the Dolphins last time with Stephen Ross. I mean, there's a lot of allegations flying around all over the place, and some owners will look at Flores and be like, okay, he's suing the league, and he put our business out in the media. Do we want that? I don't know. But either way, Flores, you can't deny what he's done. All right, so he was the de facto defensive coordinator of shutting down the Rams' high-flying offense back in 2018, his final game with the Patriots, and he had improvement with the Dolphins every single season. That defense got a little bit better, and he has a 24-25 record with the Dolphins, which was not a easy thing to do, and he was a solid head coach. Frankly, I think a lot of Dolphins fans were sort of puzzled why he was axed after 2021, after 3 seasons. And the fact that in 2022, no team would hire him, it just adds more credence to the blacklist theory until Mike Tomlin basically said, hey, why don't you come be assistant linebackers coach, because he's way too good to not be coaching somewhere in 2022. Respect to Tomlin for doing Flores a solid, and big-time respect for O'Connell and the Vikings bringing Flores aboard as defensive coordinator, because he did amazing things. He absolutely did amazing things with the defense this year, and he absolutely deserves another crack at being a head coach. But hey, it's okay. I mean, if so Flores had to know that this is coming, right? And when he announced his lawsuit, he basically said, this could be the end of my career. It certainly wasn't. He's way too talented to let that stand in the way. And you hear all the defensive players. You hear Kevin O'Connell talk about Flores. Like, they're in. Like, Brian Flores is a true leader of men, and it actually sounds like Flores has had a great time here. He's talked about how it's has been the most enjoyable season of coaching in his football career, because you got to think, as head coach, you're in that pressure cooker for 3 years, and then you were with Belichick all those years. So I mean, it's pretty easy to see why this was the most enjoyable year of coaching for Flores. But hey, Flores knew that the disrespect was coming, and the players see this too, where they're just like, hey, this guy deserves to be a head coach, and they basically froze him out. So now the defense, which is going to be retooled, especially along the defensive line, and they got leaders like Ivan Pace Jr., you got Metellus, you got Beasley, hopefully Danielle Hunter's back. And all these guys are seeing like, hey, we love Coach Flo, and you see how the league did him dirty. We're going to be pissed off for greatness in 2024. And the Flores, I mean, he's a prideful guy. He's going to be pissed off too. So I think everything adds up, is that the Vikings defense, when they're retooled along the defensive line, and also a little bit of stank along the edge, and having another guy besides Danielle who can actually get his own pass rush, all of a sudden that unit becomes top 10, maybe even higher, and hopefully, knocking on all the wood, the Vikings have some puck luck when it comes to health in 2024, and then all of a sudden, oh, what happened? Well, what happened? Kevin O'Connell magically gets his groove back with Kirk Cousins, a rookie TBD. That defense gets beefed up even more, and Brian Flores is pissed off greatness and ready to unleash the fury onto the league next season. Could work out. Could work out, man. But also, you could factor in that Flores, like we said, he's earned the right to be picky, and maybe some teams had covertly reached out to him or his agent, and he's just like, nah, not interested in the Panthers with that toxic ownership structure. Not interested in the commies, although the commies would make sense. Not interested in the Tennessee Titans. We'll see. Also, I could take the Raiders off because I think Antonio Pierce is getting that job. There you go. But your thoughts are thoughts. Is Brian Flores being frozen out / blacklisted? ? Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.